Hey guys, Tomboy61, and today we have a review of the Z-35, the all-new Tier 6 premium destroyer that has shot up to being one of my top picks. It is an amazing ship. We're going to go ahead, talk stats, talk build, talk history, show you a game which is an amazing one. Make sure you stick till the very end because we have a buzzer beater. I don't know. It's an incredible game. I finished playing. I was like, oh, okay, that's the one. That's the one that has to be shown because it is simply amazing. Quick note, Wargaming did provide me this ship as part of being a community contributor to review, so you can kind of consider this to be sponsored by Wargaming. Beyond that, guys, yeah, Z-35, she's an incredible ship. The game that you see right now is my first match in her, and we still do pretty great in it. Let's go ahead and start running through those stats. So base hit points, she has 19,100 hit points with between 18 and 19 millimeters of armor. I won't show you the armor view. You can pretty fairly guess what it looks like. It isn't exactly the most armored thing because it's a destroyer. What else do you expect? She does have 5 one-barreled 128 millimeter guns with a firing range of 10.5 kilometers. Reload time on them, 3.8 seconds, giving her a shells per minute of 79. 180 time on them, 22.5, giving an HE damage of 1,500. One of the lowest at the tier, giving her an HE damage, damage per minute of 118,500. Also at the very lower end as far as DPM goes for the tier. 6% chance to set fire, though it does feel a little bit better than that. I feel like she causes fires pretty consistently. But then we get to her strength, the AP damage, 3,000, top tier, and with that really good rounds per minute, she has the highest DPM when firing AP of any destroyer at 237, which means do not sleep on the AP of this ship. Next, let's go ahead and talk about her torpedoes. They are fairly just middle of the road. They are your typical German torps. 2 4-barreled launchers with a reload time of 90 seconds. Damage on them, 13,700. Detectability on them, 1.3 kilometers with a torp speed of 65 knots and a range of 9 kilometers, just edging out the tech tree ship at 8.5. Max speed of the vessel, 36.5, a little on the slow end, but still fairly decent for a destroyer. Turning radius, rather large at 670 meters. Rudder shift time, 4.4 seconds. Detectability by sea, 6.4. Detectability by air, 3.5. And detectability in smoke, 2.5. And next, let's go ahead and talk commanders. We're going to be using Eric Bay, and that is because, well, he's going to be the best pick for him. You already most likely have Eric Bay ranked up, even if you don't play German destroyers, because of his base trait. That's going to be to increase the concealment of your destroyer. Now, the two inspirations I have with him, and this will make sense once we get into more in depth with the build. I have Vincent Mordoff and Sims, because you are already using someone who hides you enough. The special treat of this ship, its ability to stealth radar, can nearly be achieved without wasting an inspiration slot on Swirsky, and I think the extra HP from Sims definitely helps out with that. The other thing I like is Mordoff. He's going to boost that fire rate, and as we were talking about earlier, the ship already has one of the lowest DPMs when it comes to HE, and you will be flinging HE fairly consistently in the ship. So these two things kind of make up for some shortcomings of the ship, and I just really like it. Now, as far as skills for Bay, we're going to be using Observant Range, which reduces the main battery reload time of your destroyer and improves torpedo detection at the cost of slower rudder shift speed. Then we have Look at Me Now, which is going to increase ship concealment rating. Twist and Track, which is going to give us that beautiful aim indicator, and it's also going to go ahead and increase the gun traverse speed, and we kind of need that on this ship. The guns do traverse rather slowly. Then Smoke on the Water, which is going to increase dispersion time and deployment time of smoke, and then Unstoppable, which the main perk of it is if your engine gets knocked out, you still are able to move yourself forward and back. As far as consumables go, The ship has a damage control party. The duration on it is 5 seconds with a reload time of 40 seconds. It does have smoke generator. Now, in the PC version, Z-35 has British smoke, which I almost would have preferred, but hey, long smoke is fine. And then we have, the smoke, 21.2 second duration, 73.1 dispersion time, 240 second reload time, and you're going to get 2 charges of it. And then sonar, which is the piece de resistance of this ship, which makes this thing just incredible, is the 5K detection of ships on the sonar. You also have 3.5 on torps. It's going to last 100 seconds. Reload time is going to be 180, and you are going to have 2 charges on it. And of course, we do also have just the regular camo of this ship, and all of that is going to add up. Oh, and then let's go ahead and go through the mods. The mod slots I have on this ship are aiming system mod 1, though you could maybe use main battery just to, if the turret traverse speed really is getting to you. I was trying it on and off. Propulsion mod, which I think you really need to stick with prop mod on this. In our gameplay, you will see where prop mod saves our life. And then concealment mod, also just to get that concealment down. So with this build, some of the key stats that change. First off, I've gotten the detection of the ship down to 5.1 kilometers, which means when you are spotted, the enemy ship can only be 0.1 kilometers outside of your range. So if you wait a second or two, you can instantly sonar and spot the ship that is spotting you if you're being outspotted by, say, a full concealment build on a Japanese destroyer. Like, it is simply incredible. Additionally, some other of the stats that got changed. Reload time of the guns down to 3.3 seconds. That's the major one that we really changed. And everything else kind of stays the same. Also, the hit points up to 20,540 as we are using sims to go ahead and boost that. So guys, that's the Z-35. That's the build. I think she is simply incredible. Let's go ahead and talk the history of the ship. The Z-35 was the lead ship of her class of destroyers built for the Kriegsmarine during World War II. She was completed in late 1943. The ship spent most of the war in the Baltic Sea, escorting German ships, laying minefields, and bombarding Soviet forces. On December 12, 1944, a navigational error caused her to enter a German minefield as she was preparing to lay another minefield in the Gulf of Finland off the Estonian coast. The Z-35 struck one or more mines and sank with a loss of all but 70 crewmen. The wreck was discovered and surveyed in 1994. And yeah, that's the Z-35, a very fun ship. Now let's go ahead and get into a game with her. So we are here on Greece, and we have a very special teammate. We have the fellow community contributor Metajerk. We're not divisioned up or anything. We just happen to be in the same game. Go ahead and check out his channel. He's rocking an Ochakov right now. I'll go ahead and throw one of his Ochakov videos in. If you haven't checked out Metajerk, just know he has one of the best sets of videos in the World of Warships Legends space. He has some of the most creative voicing and just dang funny in jokes. Like, I love his videos just for his voice and his sense of humor. Definitely go ahead and check him out. Some of the most unique content in World of Warships Legends. Anyways, we're here on Greece, and as always, it's going to be win your side. So we're going to go ahead and head on over to A and do what we can. Now, one of the things I didn't mention in the review is we do have our quarter pen as a German DD. So that means we can penetrate up to 31 millimeters of armor with HE, which means superstructures of ships, of battleships, oh boy, they better look out. Not quite the bow, but that does mean we can do some pretty nasty damage. We're going to go ahead and just start shooting over at this Sinop and realize that they're most likely have a destroyer over in B who is currently spotting us, but we're going to go ahead and do some damage and lay out our first smoke screen and shoot at who we can as they come on in to this area. And we're doing okay damage on the Sinop, just looking for the first fire that we can go ahead and set on him. He already has one fire set on him, but if we can do a little bit more, that would be great. And as we can see, we're having no problems really getting a couple of hits here and there on the deck and up in the superstructure, which can usually be a struggle for some destroyers. So it is nice to have that increased pen there. At this point, it's time for us to go ahead and cap the point, and that's just what we're going to do. Keep looking, and unfortunately, we have someone in our area, and it appears to be a cruiser. Which one it is I believe ends up being, yep, that Baltimore. We go ahead, pop out, say hello, and start shooting at him. He just fired off his round, so we're going to just go ahead and try to take as little damage as possible. And thankfully, it looks like he overpens us with maybe one shot there. And now we're going to go ahead and use one of the coolest things with the Z-35, and that is that sonar. So we know Baltimore is relatively nearby, and we can't shoot at him, but maybe our teammates are able to. And this is one of the things I really love doing with the Z-35, is if I know a larger enemy ship is around the corner on another piece of cover, going ahead and using the sonar, that's going to light them up and kind of just illuminate them for our other teammates, provide spotting, and if your team ends up doing any damage to them, well, you're going to go ahead and earn some XP, and XP means money. And for me right now, that's what I'm looking for in this game, is to earn those credits. So any sort of XP that I can gather is always going to be love. We see there's Z-23 popping out. We're going to go ahead and start engaging him. We see his torps are coming in thanks to our sonar. And we're going to go ahead and return in kind some torps back. Protect ourselves from that Baltimore because it looks like he's getting hungry. One narrow, one wide. That way, if he decides to turn out, we have an insurance policy. And that looks like just what he's going to do. It looks like Z-23 on their end, or maybe the Baltimore activated their sonar, and he can see our torps coming. But it is too late for him. He goes down. One dev strike, one Balti gone, and now Z-23 is what we have left. Now, our sonar is gone, and he is now kind of pulling the move we were pulling on their side to them, and we are sort of trapped, because if we retreat from this situation, what's going to happen is that Suzuya is going to be able to start picking us off. We can see those shells coming in. He is hungry to get some damage on us, and if we go ahead and push up against this island, get nice and secure and uptight against it, he will not be able to drop shells down onto us. Also, we're going to be able to proxy spot their Z-23, kind of see what he is doing, and let ourselves just sort of reset, or at least that was the plan until this Iowa starts coming in. And now we are going to go ahead and start showing off that AP. First salvo out, nearly 4K of damage, and we are just going to start and continue to do some fairly substantial damage to a battleship from a destroyer, from not torpedoes, but our guns. We're going to go ahead and keep firing that AP. I think at this point, Iowa either forgot we were there, didn't realize it, and is realizing that he is in trouble now, is going to try to start disengaging us. He gets a decent salvo off, but we are still putting in damage on him, doing some real good work on him, and those torpedoes look like they are going to go ahead and sail home. As we can see, we're still hitting into the superstructure. We're starting to lose damage. 1-2 torpedoes go ahead and hit him there. And eventually we're going to go ahead and see that we are low on health and we are no longer doing the damage that we need to do. And we're going to switch on over to HE because it's time to try to start setting fires and taking advantage of that quarter pen. Now, we are making a fairly large mistake here, and you can probably tell what it is if you are looking at the minimap. We go full tunnel vision on this Iowa and completely lose sight of the fact that there is definitely an enemy destroyer going to take advantage of the fact that we are completely distracted by this Iowa. But we're going to go ahead and continue firing on the Iowa, try to burn him down, try to get what damage we can. We're already up past 100,000 damage. And we're going to go ahead and then swing around and realize, oh, Suzuya is over there. He's fairly broadside. Here comes some torps. Dodge the first ones. See the second set come in full forward and hopefully try to dodge them. And oh boy, we probably should have died there. But thanks to that engine boost, we definitely did not. Z-23 comes in. 3K salvo with the AP there. Once again, if you can go ahead and land, get significant hits, AP from this ship is absolutely nasty. And we go ahead, take out their Z-23, and we're going to go ahead and pull a hermit crab, steal his smoke. Our smoke was only going to last 36 more seconds. His smoke going to last us nearly a full minute, and Suzuya is going to happily be broadside, and it looks like we're going to be able to farm about 1,000 damage per hit, so we are going to do just that. We do fire 76 rounds per minute, which means we can easily take him down if we can get all of our shells to land and to do that nearly 1,000 damage. And we are just going to start chunking him and eating away at his lead. Once he starts turning out, though, those AP shells aren't going to be as effective. Switch over to HE, continue to stay in the smoke. Go ahead, pull the dodge off, because we know if he was sideways, he is firing torps at us. Easily able to avoid those torps, and we are finally capturing A. This whole time, we have not done the one thing we've been trying to do this entire game, which was to capture A. We finally end up doing it here, and now we are going ahead and damaging away on the Suzuya, and this will be the last ship. We set the fire, and we are closely approaching the 40k mark, which is exactly where we want to be because of this week's hard mode challenge. This game is the one where I end up pulling off that hard mode challenge. But yeah, guys, this is a Z-35. She isn't great at anything in particular, but she's above average in so many things, much like the regular German destroyers, that the 5k sonar just puts her above the rest, and she's just a fantastic ship. She's not the best at any one category, but she's so above average pretty much everywhere that she makes up for it and ends up being a fairly fantastic destroyer. We go out top of the team, and guys, that's our game. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.